bully, actually. I used to beat up the people who would try to beat up the other people for being nerdy, because most of my friends were nerds.
I feel like that's the only reason why we friends, because I was a nerd. But I feel like you was a bully.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, technically, yes, I would have been a bully, because like I said, I used to beat up the jocks who would beat up the nerdy kids.
Yeah, you wouldn't bully. I don't know.
I bullied the bullies?
I feel like you would bully me. Let's say that.
No, I wouldn't have. As long as you would have been, as long as you were cool with me. See, that's the thing. Like, usually after I beat up everybody, they would become like my best friends. And it was like, and that always happened. Like, dude, I got in this fight with this huge Russian kid, right? Yeah. And, I mean, he actually came close to whooping my ass, but I got lucky. But, like, afterwards, like, dude, me and this kid were tight. Like, dude, he would never, like, dude, anytime anybody would ever fuck with me, like, they knew they had to fuck with him, and he was, like, twice my size. So, like...
And you ever see Mass Q? This nigga's, like, right now, 6'4"?
Yeah, this kid was, like, 6'6", and, like, easy 350, but he was big, like, a muscle builder big. Like...
I mean, it's typical Russian.
Yeah. Like, he would be the dude in the fucking jocks, or in the jocks, dude, in the fucking, like, running pants and shit that you usually see, like, Russian mobsters in kind of looking dude. So, like, that's why most people never really fucked with me. And like I said, dude, I used to have a really big Sicilian friend who was that fucking big. I had an Asian friend who was fucking, like, 6'3", who was also, like, 300 pounds, who worked out. I had a fucking Irish guy who was probably, like, I want to say he's probably more close to like 400 pounds. He was about halfway between fat and bodybuilder. But, you know, that's who I used to roll around with. Like, most people used to see us get out of the vehicle and be like, oh, fuck this. They'd be like, oh, hell no. Like, people used to, like, move out of our way. I would call the
cops on y'all, big asses.
What, if we came out and tried to, like, beat anybody up? Oh, we used to be fair about it. The only time, like, say, for instance, like, yeah, you'd have to fight us all, but you'd have to do it one at a time. Like, say if you, like, somebody wanted to, like, fight one of our friends, as long as none of your friends jumped in, we wouldn't jump you. That was our rule. Everybody knew it. So, like, we've only ever... It's like, dude, I actually had one of my friends who, this motherfucker was crazy. He's dead now, unfortunately. But he, so we're in this fight, right? And this motherfucker had a cast on his foot, a cast on one arm, and he's over here on crutches. And this motherfucker was like, some dude was talking shit to him. And like, he's like, all right, let's fight. So he like drops his fucking crutch in the middle of the fucking carnival. And he starts fighting this fucking kid. And we were like, all right, well, you know, we only set one rule. We were like, you know, if he falls down because he's already injured, just stop it right there.
Yeah.
Well, like, dude, my buddy's beating this dude's ass with one fucking hand and one foot. And I'm over here and I'm just like, well, hold up, what? And the funny thing was, this other kid that he's beating up was like a foot taller than him. And bigger. And this kid was only maybe 5'6", like my buddy.
Oh, wow.
And this other kid was like 6'2", 6'3". And he's fucking beating the shit out of him with one hand and one foot. And eventually, like, we had to intervene because the guy fucking grabbed a hold of his cast and flipped him on the ground and tried to start beating him that way.
Oh, that's fucked up.
So we ended up kicking the kid and getting him off of him, but like, the funny thing is we got away with that shit. Like the police actually had seen the fight and didn't stop it until we fucking intervened. And then they chased us, and then we ended up getting away. But again, we didn't get in any trouble. Like, that's what I'm bringing up here is like, there's so much shit that we should have been in jail for. Like, I honestly should have been in juvie since I was probably like 12 years old.
I mean, just from one of your stories from the school, you should have been in jail. But what do I know?
Yeah. But thanks everybody listening to my bullshit stories again. We totally went way off topic and didn't...
I mean, we were supposed to talk about serial killer,
yeah, so for our next
Bell
episode,
palsy. We got a fake missile drill. We have Walmart self-driving cars. UK found a new strain of coronavirus, and the European Union is going to do a new tax for the... It's
not a tax. It's a...
new percentage.
No, it's not a new percentage. It's a way for them to... It's basically a new bill that's going to audit them.
You know what? We find out on the next episode of the Two Guys Two Bears podcast. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Oh yeah, hey, I just made a TikTok, so everybody look for us on 2 Guys 2 Beers on TikTok.
Fuck your TikTok, nigga.